on a military leader, and I couldn't choose one. I didn't know what to do. He gave me one of his personal books from the library. I still have it today. I treasure it to this day. That had about a half dozen men. And I happened to pick Curtis Emerson LeMay. And when I heard you talking, I knew exactly who you were talking about before you finished your first sentence at the beginning of the show. And, Michael, you just made my week. You made my year.
But, Andy, a guy like Curtis LeMay, gruff, cigar chomping, didn't talk a lot, short, mean, scowled. He wouldn't last 10 minutes in today's military.
Michael, you watch. The absolute downfall of the country will be when we have, and I really don't care who takes this the wrong way. When we have the first female chief of staff of the Army, that's when we know it's all over.
But wait a minute. We had a female general in the Army, and she turned around and sued the military, didn't she? You remember that case a few years ago under Bush?
You are 100% right.
One of the first things she did was sue the Army for sexism.
Exactly. And they're also trying right now, secretly behind the scenes, Hillary and Obama are silently trying to castrate the United States Marines. I have some family.
That's right, because the U.S. Marines are still in a class by themselves, and I know that they don't like them because they don't answer to the congresswomen very nicely. Thank you. And never forget that it was Congresswoman Pat Schroeder of Colorado who single-handedly almost destroyed the United States naval aviation, the ability of the naval aviators. She went after them tooth and claw with the fake story that they topped a woman in a hotel. In a hotel, they picked on women. Remember what she did? The witch hunt. Pat Schroeder, communist, Colorado. She's the one who almost destroyed naval aviation in the United States of America. You may think that this is all lightweight stuff. These people hate the country. These people would like to see us as a satellite of a new world order communist dictatorship, and they're very close to have won everything. Make no mistake about it, Obama is exactly them. Obama is an internationalist. Obama is basically catering to the world powers. Obama is in Russia right now saying he will destroy 1/3 of America's nuclear arsenal. These are frightening things going on. And so you may as well enjoy as much as you can out of the United States of America today. We have the worst people in American history running the country today. Bar none, maybe 5% of Congress are people who actually think about America and what's best for America, if that high. We have the most venal and the lowest common denominator running this country today, and I don't know where this ends. I don't know how much worse it can get, but it certainly will get worse before it gets better. I'll be right back. Savage. You know, I was thinking about this the other day. Take a guy like Red Skelton. You may remember him, you may not. Played a clown, did a good job. I loved him as a kid, didn't know much about him. As it turned out, the man painted. He painted schlocky paintings of clowns. What did he paint, 1,000 clown pictures? What was he trying to do? I thought about it the other day as a grown man. What do you think he was doing? He was trying to paint the clowns out of his own head. You see what I'm saying? In other words, there was a higher part of Red Skelton. In order for him to perform at all, there had to be a brilliant high element within him, something spiritually higher, right? To be a performer like that. Because he didn't use dirty words. He didn't do anything with filthy, dirty language in order to get a laugh out of an audience. He actually used comedy to attract people, unlike the dirtbags on Showtime and HBO today. Every other word is F or MF or F and MF, 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 F, 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 MF. What'd you say? What'd you say? MF. What'd you say? That's HBO's idea of comedy. Every other word, and that's not comedy, it's insanity. But Red Skelton didn't have to do that, so there was a higher element with him. But the clown he had to use inside himself to hit those notes. But he was depressed that he had to be a clown to get the audience to listen. He probably would rather have been the higher element within himself. Does this make sense to you? So he painted clowns all his life. I think to rid his mind of the clowns, you'd call them, what do they call them today? Everything they have a psychological word for, and they give you a drug to turn you into a Democrat. What would you call it today? Not the ghosts. In my day, they called it the shadow. Huh? No, not psychological terms. So they say inner demons. Now, everything's an inner demon. In other words, everything that's a human being, oh, he's got inner demon, take a pill, come back in 3 months, take another one. We'll see if that doesn't put down the psychosis. We'll give you another one. It'll create the psychosis. What inner demon? It's the inner selves. I recognized at age 18 through self-analysis for 5 straight years that if you peel away the onion and keep peeling away the onion of your own self, at the middle of it, you're going to find nothing. At the center of it all, there's nothing. So why peel anymore? So you pack the onion back up and you march forward, and that's it. What are you looking for inside? There's nothing there. Hello? Keep knocking. Keep a-knocking, but you can't come in. Do you have that song for me right now? Because I know I'm going to get slammed now already with it. No, my God is within. Keep looking within, and you'll find God within the center of yourself. All right, yeah, I know. Jimmy Carter thought he met him in his living room because of the strychnine. I mean, that family drank enough strychnine for the guy to become the peacenik he is. You talk about the average person has nothing on the inside. The Jimmy Carter family with the strychnine and the snakes and seeing his lord and master in the living room. I don't know what he was wearing. I don't know, trousers, tweeds, a tuxedo. Who's this? Keep a knocking, but you can't. Worked for LBJ, in fact. Gail Storm was a stripper for LBJ, wasn't she? I don't know who she was. I grew up on, like, Argosy magazine. Gail Storm was a stripper. Who's Gail Storm? Turn it off. LBJ liked this kind of thing, didn't he? Whenever Lady Bird wasn't around, he went down to booze it up down in New Orleans with the lady, whatever. I'll be back. Be here. The storm's gone. We'll do regular programming or whatever.
Savage kind of lets everything out. You hear the inner man, how he really feels.
The Savage Nation. Talk 910 KNEW.
Let's go to Ed in Phoenix, Arizona. Go ahead, Ed. What's on your mind?
Mike, it's such a pleasure to talk to you. From your
It should be, because you go crazy with the world as it is out there without me.
You got me going, buddy. You got me going. And I wanted just to comment, a small comment on yesterday. You said that these guys in Washington, this Beltway crowd, has got criminal minds, and you always said to yourself, wow, I wish I was smart as these guys. I wish I was as smart as them and this and that. But they were not smart. The criminal mind, you touched on some, the criminal mind is not smart. They are clever, very clever, but they're not smart. I did a lot of work with child molesters and the like, the dredges of society. I'm a paralegal, and let me tell you, Mike, there is a distinction. You made that distinction yesterday, and it just ragged on my mind, because there's a difference between being very clever and being smart. These guys aren't smart. And now they're getting...
All right, so let's take a guy like Robert Rubin, who hired a PR agency to present him as a nice guy, a fly fisherman. It was all hogwash. But meanwhile, he was raping the country, according to the article in Rolling Stone, by rewriting laws to benefit himself and his friends on Wall Street. So where's the clever and where's the smart in that?
Right, and the cleverness and the rape is going on exponentially as more and more of these criminal minds come into power.
Okay, well, wait a minute. So wait a minute now, but they're getting away with it. How do we stop them?
That's the thing, Mike, is the country has blinders on. My own family, my own children. I talk to them. They're like, oh, well, they don't know what to say.
They think you're out of touch and old. They're for everything that you don't believe in. They think it's wonderful. They think Obama's great. They have no idea what a phony the guy is and how dangerous he is for their own future and their freedom. They don't know. They don't understand it.
But they're good people. They've got good hearts. They thought
that's correct. Right. That is right. But wait a minute. That goes back to our discussion of clever and smart. The clever people know how to manipulate the good people, the naive people, like your children. They manipulate liberals, most of whom are actually decent people who want to get along with everybody and want to do the right thing. They don't even understand what's going on around them.
That was drug books for Christmas. I didn't know what to do.
I don't know what to do. If Barney Frank is able to steal TARP money from taxpayers when he's required by law to spend TARP profits, to send TARP profits back to the Treasury before they can be spent, and he's going to go around that law already, why is he not taken away in handcuffs?
I got to say this. I sent my smarter relatives maximum immunity.
I wouldn't. Oh, I see. You want to keep them alive, huh?
I had hope for, I send my...
Hey, Ed, let me ask you. You live in Phoenix, Arizona. I see that according to the Telos prompter. Is Phoenix today still a very popular destination amongst folks who are witness protection?
Yeah. That's a little side.
Well, why do they like Phoenix? Why is Phoenix such a destination for witness protection people? Why? What's there?
Here's the thing, Mike. You saw The Perfect Storm. I used to know those guys. I fished with those guys. I walked over their boat. I drank with them at the Crow's Nest in the same place. I'm a commercial fisherman. I used to be a captain.
Oh, so you went out on the one-way Sicilian boat rides, the one-way rides.
Yeah, two in the hat. Two in the hat. That's what it was.
All right, so what happened?
Well, I got into a car accident, and I got paralyzed, and I ended up, my aunt lives out here, and she says, this is the place everybody goes to heal.
Wait.